When the Night Comes Out presents Jump Scares. Today's bite-sized horror is entitled The Watcher. Written by Bryan Alaspa. Narrated and produced by Allie James. The android looked out the window at the spinning blue ball beneath him. He made a notation in his journal. Then he wandered down the hall and checked the dials and flipped some switches. The satellite was running fine. It was always running fine. He blinked his perfectly blue eyes, although his eyes did not produce tears. Someone somewhere had decided that it was too weird to have androids with eyes that never blinked. There was also a randomizer chip in his head that kept the blinking at random times, because an android that could blink at regular intervals was also creepy. "All systems nominal," he said.
"Confirmed,"
said the computer. "I took notes on the hurricane below," the android said. "I'll transcribe my notes and you can transmit in 2 hours."
"Acknowledged,"
said the computer. The android turned and walked down the hallway. Then he climbed a short ladder to the upper rooms. He liked these rooms. These were the observation rooms, and they were, essentially, domed rooms with walls that looked like glass. Actually, it was much stronger than glass. He could see the stars from here. Well, he used to be able to see the stars from here. These days, with the sun doing what it was doing, the light was constant, and you only had a few minutes to see the sun. He sat down and, sitting perfectly straight, he stared. There was the earth, where it always was, and there was the sun, where it always was, but now it was bigger. It had grown bigger as of late. The android noted this, like he did every anomaly, and had reported it. Down below, there had been no acknowledgement. There hadn't been any of that in quite some time, either. He had been sent up here decades ago. If he wanted to, he could calculate down to the second when he had been sent here. Right now, however, he did not feel like doing that. He was sent to watch. It was too much trouble, someone had determined, to send humans into space. They got lonely, and they needed food. Heck, they needed air. There was very little atmosphere here in the satellite. He didn't need food. He didn't need water. He didn't need to sleep. He could just watch. Technically, he was supposed to be part of a project to monitor weather patterns on Earth. He did that. He had had a few android companions at one time. Slowly, over time, the radiation had gotten to them, and their battery cells had died. He felt nothing. He just moved them out of the way from the hallway so he could keep working. Then, however, about 10 years ago, the sun had grown. The weather patterns had been acting crazy on the planet below. He documented it all. He reported it all. Then the atmosphere had grown super hot. The planet had roasted. Huge lakes had dried up. The oceans now were vaporizing, evaporating. The storms had become huge. He documented it and reported it. He hadn't heard back from anyone on Earth in some time now. He supposed, in some part of the complex network of circuits and wires that comprised his brain, that the humans who had put him here had died. Perhaps, he figured, everyone down there was dead. Logically, it made sense. He doubted humans could live in what remained of the atmosphere down there. But no one had told him to do anything differently. So, he reported the weather. He fed his observations into the computer, and the computer transmitted. He maintained the satellite. He watched. The sun would explode. He knew that. It would grow and envelop the Earth and the satellite. It didn't matter to him. He had not been programmed to feel much. He had no sense of self-preservation. He would report what happened as the Earth turned into a cinder. He would report what happened as the satellite turned into scrap and his own functions ceased. He would wonder what would happen. He had been programmed to feel curious. He was curious about what would happen. He would observe it all. He had to. He was the watcher. Thanks for listening to When the Night Comes Out Jump Scares. Be sure to like, share, and review. You can binge our first 2 seasons of full-length stories now. Until next time, try to stay safe when the night comes out. Hey guys, we appreciate your continued support, but we also would like to create a community around When the Night Comes Out. A community of horror fiction fans who support us so we can bring you even more stories, more scares, expand what we offer, and maybe even podcast merch. So be sure to visit patreon.com/whenthenightcomesOut and become a supporter. Every amount helps. We'll see you next time when the night comes out.